The Life and Sad Ending of Bobby Bare. Bobby Bare was born Robert Joseph Bare Sr. on April 7, 1935, in Ironton, Ohio, the U.S. He had a rough early life. "Well, my mother died when I was 5, he told the author of Country Music Changed My Life. That was in early 41. I had 2 sisters, one was 7, one was 2. My dad couldn't take care of all of us. So my younger sister was adopted by some people who lived down the road. Then, my other sister stayed with my grandparents and different relatives." In the 1950s, Bare repeatedly tried and failed to sell his songs. He finally got a record deal, with Capitol Records, and recorded a few unsuccessful rock and roll singles. Just before he was drafted into the United States Army, he wrote a song called The All-American Boy and did a demo for his friend, Bill Parsons, to learn how to record. Instead of using Parsons' later version, the record company, Fraternity Records, decided to go with Bare's original demo. The record reached number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100, but Fraternity erroneously credited Bill Parsons on the label. The same track, with the same billing error, peaked at number 22 in the UK singles chart in April 1959. In 1965, an album of older recorded material, Tender Years, was released on the Hilltop label. That same year, the material was repackaged by Sears and released under the title Bobby in Song. These albums are not usually included in Bare's published discographies. Bare's big break in country music came when Chet Atkins signed him to RCA Victor. His debut single for the label was 1962's Shame on Me. Follow-up Detroit City reached number 6 country, number 16 Hot 100, and in 1964 earned him a Grammy Award for Best Country and Western Recording. Then a surge of hits followed, including 500 Miles Away from Home and Ian Tyson's 4 Strong Winds. In 1965 he received 2 further Grammy nominations for Best Country and Western Vocal Performance and Best Country and Western Single for the latter song. In 1966, he received yet another Grammy nomination for Best Country and Western Male Vocal Performance for his song Talk Me Some Sense. He also recorded 2 duet albums with Skeeter Davis and recorded 6 tracks as a trio with Norma Jean and Liz Anderson, which produced a major hit with The Game of Triangles, a wife-husband-other-woman drama that hit number 5 on the Billboard chart and earned the trio a Grammy nomination. In 1968, he recorded an album with a group from England called The Hillsides. In 1969, he had a top 5 hit with Tom T. Hall's The Lincoln Park Inn. Bare's big break in country music came when Chet Atkins signed him to RCA Victor. His debut single for the label was 1962's Shame on Me. Follow-up Detroit City reached number 6 country, number 16 Hot 100, and in 1964 earned him a Grammy Award for Best Country and Western Recording. Then a surge of hits followed, including 500 Miles Away from Home and Ian Tyson's 4 Strong Winds. In 1965 he received 2 further Grammy nominations for Best Country and Western Vocal Performance and Best Country and Western Single for the latter song. In 1966, he received yet another Grammy nomination for Best Country and Western Male Vocal Performance for his song Talk Me Some Sense. He also recorded 2 duet albums with Skeeter Davis and recorded 6 tracks as a trio with Norma Jean and Liz Anderson, which produced a major hit with The Game of Triangles, a wife-husband-other-woman drama that hit number 5 on the Billboard chart and earned the trio a Grammy nomination. In 1968, he recorded an album with a group from England called The Hillsides. In 1969, he had a top 5 hit with Tom T. Hall's The Lincoln Park Inn. Bare moved to Mercury Records in 1970 and immediately scored a top 3 hit with How I Got to Memphis, and also had 2 top 10 hits with early Chris Christopherson compositions, Come Sundown and Please Don't Tell Me How the Story Ends, both in 1971. He also scored a number 12 hit in 1972 with a version of Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show's pop hit Sylvia's Mother, written by Shel Silverstein. After 2 years at Mercury, Bear returned to RCA in 1973 and scored once more with Billy Joe Shaver's Ride Me Down Easy, which nearly made the top 10. Bear started to release novelty songs recorded live with selected audiences. One such song, Marie Laveau, topped the country chart in 1974. The song was Bear's only number 1 hit. In 1977, Bear released an entire album of songs by songwriter Bob McDill called Me and McDill, which contained the popular hit Look Who I Am Cheatin' On Tonight. Silverstein penned other songs for Bear, including a Grammy-nominated hit, Daddy What If, which he recorded with his 5-year-old son, Bobby Bear Jr. The song was an immediate success as well, not only reaching number 2 on the country charts but nearly reaching the top 40 on the pop charts. Bear's album, Sings Lullabies, Legends, and Lies, became his most commercially successful album, finding him a new audience with pop radio once again playing his songs and also gaining a new following with college kids. These songs, however, would become Bear's last top 10 hits. Bear later recorded a very successful album with his family, written mainly by Silverstein, called Singin' in the Kitchen. It was nominated in the Best Group category in Grammy Awards but was declined by Bear himself. He continued to record critically acclaimed albums and singles. His biggest hits during this time included Alimony in 1975, The Winner in 1976, and Dropkick Me, Jesus. In 1977 he recorded Redneck Hippie Romance and Vegas. Bear signed with Columbia Records and continued to have hits like Sleep Tight Good Night Man, which barely cracked the top 10 in 1978, alongside continuing to score critical acclaim with his releases Bear and Sleeper Wherever I Fall. In 1979, he started off Rosanne Cash's career in a big way by being her duet partner on the top 20 hit No Memories Hangin' Round. In 1980, he almost cracked the top 10 with Numbers, which came from his album Down and Dirty. On that album, Bear started to experiment with Southern rock, which continued with his following album, Drunk and Crazy in 1980. The next year, Bear returned to his country roots with his Rodney Crowell-produced album As Is, featuring the single New Cut Road. Bear was still doing well chart-wise into the early 1980s. In 1983, his duet with Lacey J. Dalton, It's a Dirty Job, hit the top 30. His last trip into the top 30 came that summer with the novelty song The Jogger. He also released Used Cars, the theme song from the film of the same name. From 1983 to 1988, Bear hosted Bobby Bear and Friends on the Nashville Network, which featured him interviewing songwriters who sang their hit songs on the show. In 1985, Bear signed with EMI America Records, where he scored 3 low-charting singles. In 1998, he formed the band, Old Dogs, with his friends Jerry Reed, Mel Tillis, and Waylon Jennings. In 2005, he released his first new album in 2 decades, The Moon Was Blue, produced by his son Bobby Bear Jr., who is also a musician. He continues to tour today. In 2012, Bear performed a duet of the song ID Fight the World on the Jamie Johnson album Living for a Song, a tribute to Hank Cochran. In January and February 2012, Bear joined up with Petter Ayin at the 2012 Melodi Grand Prix to choose Norway's entry to the 2012 Eurovision Song Contest to be held in Baku, Azerbaijan, in May. His song Things Change got through to the Norwegian final, where Ayin and Bear finished third. On April 10, 2013, the CMA announced that Bear would be a 2013 inductee into the Country Music Hall of Fame. Other 2013 inductees include cowboy Jack Clement and Kenny Rogers. Bear was also given an opportunity to star in movies. He acted in a Western with Troy Donahue, A Distant Trumpet, and had a memorable scene being branded for desertion and a few episodes of the TV series No Time for Sergeants. He turned his back on Hollywood to pursue his country career. After being inducted in the 1960s but gradually drifting away, Bear was reinstated as a member of the Grand Ole Opry on April 7, 2018, by Garth Brooks. In personal life, Bear has been married to Jeannie Bear since 1964. They have a child son, Bobby Bear Jr., currently also a quite famous singer. Probably, right now is his worst time when his health is slowly deteriorating. Thank you for listening to the story about the life of Bobby Bear. Like and comment on your opinion in the comments section below.